welcome back to my channel. It's been a long time. It has really been such a long time since my last girl talk video, and I just feel so excited to sit down and talk to you guys, update you all on what's been going on. Well, I've been talking a little bit about it on Instagram, and I've been talking about it on Weylie TV, but this is for those of you who aren't really updated if you don't follow me on Instagram or if you don't follow Weylie TV. Anyways, today I thought I would just sit down and get ready with you guys. I'm just doing like a light get ready, which has been kind of like my routine lately. I've really simplified my makeup routine. I used to like, you know, play around with eyeshadow every day, and I feel like the last 2 to 3 months I've just been really keeping it simple, and it's been feeling good. I think it's helped a lot with just developing my own confidence. I've just been really trying to embrace my natural face the way it is. I've just been really enjoying the light makeup look, so I thought I'd sit down and share with you guys my new routine, because my new routine only consists of the makeup that is in this little baggie. By the way, this bag is from Judy. I believe it's available in Ulta stores. I will look for the link and I'll link it down below for you guys, but congratulations, Judy. This is all I need. Like, all my makeup is in here. Like, I cannot believe that this is my life now. I mean, you guys know I have like my big old drawer filled with makeup, and I cannot believe that this is all I get ready out of. But let me tell you, it sure feels good. Like, it just feels, I don't know, I feel empowered by having less. Do you guys ever feel that? Okay, anyways, I'm talking too much. So yeah, I'm just gonna get ready with you guys, kind of update you on what's been going on with the van, and also a little bit of girl talk, because I just want to talk to you guys. I want to hear like your thoughts, like where you're at, what you guys are feeling, and I feel like the best way to just kind of like get in your heads and see what's going on is to have you guys send me your questions through Instagrams. So if you don't follow me already, here's just a little shout out for myself. My Instagram is at Weylie, just my name. I asked you guys to send me your questions on Instagram, so I'm just gonna like go through those and talk to you guys as I get ready. I'm honestly not sure how long this video is gonna become, but if it's long, I hope you guys enjoy. Grab a snack. Hopefully this video is posted at a time where you're getting ready for your day, or maybe unwinding from your day. And I hope you guys enjoy. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna put on is primer. The primer I'm using is this Super Goop Unseen Sunscreen with SPF 40. I actually started using this because Sophie talked about it. She was like, girl, you need this primer. So I tried it out and I am obsessed. Like, it just feels, it's so soft. It feels so good on your face. By the way, do you guys see this situation that I have? Do you see how tan my face is compared to my neck, like the rest of my body? Oh, hold on, Sophie's texting me. Seems like it's something juicy.
Are you filming yet? I don't want to interrupt.
Say hello! Okay, hold on, I'll pause filming. Let me talk to you. Okay, so today I wanted to try out the new Wander Beauty foundation. So you guys know I've been raving about their powders. I've been talking about it on Instagram a lot. I don't think I've actually filmed a video using them yet, but I love these powders. This is my second one. I have tan. No, this is medium, and I have tan. And I love these powders, and I saw that they got new liquid foundation, so I'm very excited. They sent me a package. Not sponsored, by the way, but I do love this brand. So I'm gonna try out their new Nude Illusion liquid foundation, and they sent me 3 shades. I have a feeling I'm gonna be the shade medium. So the concealer I've been loving is this Dear Dahlia. They're a Korean brand, and I believe they're just like now launching in the US or something, and I'm so excited because it's so hard to find like Korean beauty brands that have my shade. So I have it in medium, and as you can see, I have hit pan with this concealer. I love it so much. It's perfect for the under eye. So I love this concealer because 1, it is my perfect match, and 2, the formula is just so creamy. I'm also breaking out on my chin right now because it's period week. I'm on the third day of my period, and I'm so happy because this bitch about to be gone. My period always ends on the 4th day, so I'm just looking forward to tomorrow. Whenever I get my period, I always, like always break out on my chin. But after using Curology, it kind of helped that a lot. But this month, I think I'm just going through it, and it happened. Oh, by the way, a lot of you guys have been asking for a Curology update. It's been going. Like, I feel like it's still working very well. It's not like as great as it was in the beginning for me. In the beginning, it was like bam, 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 pimples were out of my life. I'm starting to get breakouts again around my chin area, and just my chin area really when it's my period. But otherwise, I mean, it's pretty clear on my forehead, pretty clear on my cheeks. So I'm still loving it. It's still been working really well for me. I think I just need to get facials a little more often. Because facials, so Curology works, but you also need facials, I think, because that's the formula that worked for me. I feel like unless you get a facial and just really clean out your face, your skincare can't fully absorb either. So facial, Curology work hand in hand together. And I think because I haven't gotten a facial in a while, that's why I'm starting to get like the breakouts on the chin too. So yeah, if you guys want to try out Curology, I do have a code. This video is not sponsored by them, but I do have an affiliate code, which means I earn a small commission every time you guys use my code. You can also get, I believe it's your first month free if you use the code, so I'll link that below. And you guys can check it out for free. Try it out for the first month and see how you like it. For me, I saw results immediately the first month. I do like this situation, but I know a lot of people don't like the applicator, like, you know, just putting it back in because there's a lot of bacteria. Personally, I do like this form of application. All right, let's see how I feel about this. Okay, the shade is, ooh. I think the shade is good. This is their Wander Beauty brush. I feel like I've just been talking about the makeup. I meant to make this video to catch up with you guys and talk about life. So recently I have, well, in the last, I think I started to really look into van life about 4 to 5 months ago. And I've talked a little bit about it on Weylie TV. Like I was talking to you guys about like some channels that I've been watching. Oh my God, I think I used too much. And I just got really, really inspired. Growing up, I've always been very outdoorsy. I went camping with my family every summer, and that was like my favorite thing of the year. My parents are really, I wouldn't say they're very outdoorsy people, but they do enjoy glamping, okay? So in high school, my parents got an RV, our first like small RV, and we would go on like so many road trips together, and those were just like the highlights of my teenage years. And I've just always really enjoyed going camping, or glamping, I guess you could say. It just really inspired me and just kind of re-sparked that love I had for camping. I mean, you guys know I've always gone dry camping, like we vlog it all the time. I go dry camping at least once a year. And I mean, there's just a lot of perks and benefits to it that I've talked about on the vlog channel, so I'll link those below. But yeah, I'm very excited. I'm very excited to like just have different content of us being on the road. Oh, that I am so excited about. Like I cannot wait to go to all these national parks that I have on my bucket list. Like I want to see all the national parks in the US. Hope to make it happen by next year. So we've been working on renovating the van right now to get it ready for the road. And we're gonna take it to Joshua Tree next weekend, I believe. So we'll document that. I'm just so excited. Okay, so anyways, I think I've kind of updated you a bit on like why van life came about, why we decided to get the van. And if you guys want to know a little bit more about the process of us getting the van, we vlogged it, so I'll link it down below. But now I want to get into just like answering your questions on Instagram. Hey Weylie, first off, I love your videos and vlogs. You and Wall are amazing and inspiring. Thank you so much. Thank you for being the people you are. In your solo trip video, you mentioned that being dependent on your significant other wasn't necessarily a bad thing. I was wondering, what are your views on it? Pros and cons, why it's bad or acceptable, etc. I've been with my boyfriend for almost 2 years, and I moved out to be closer to college, which we both attend. Now that we are closer to each other, we've seen each other almost every day. We both enjoy each other's company, but also give each other the space when needed. This has caused some of my girlfriends to worry that I've become dependent on him, so I'm not sure if I'm doing something wrong. I'd like to remain anonymous. So I feel like in a relationship, it just always has to be a healthy balance, which it seems like you're doing. For Juan and I, like a lot of people will look at our relationship and they will say, oh my God, I love how close you guys are. And then there are some people who will look at our relationship and think, oh my God, they're way too attached. And I think it's up to you. Like it's really up to you on how much you want to be involved in your relationship and how much you want to always be together. There's no one that can really give you an answer to this besides yourself. Like, people are gonna say what they want to say, but at the end of the day, it's your life. For me, I think I go through phases. I have some times where I really just want to spend all day, every day with Wa, and then I have some days where I need my girl time or I need my own space. I just go with how I feel. Like, I never think about what other people think, because first of all, other people should just be worrying about their own lives. And I know that sometimes it comes out of concern, but I think a real friend, if you explain to them how you're feeling, like, they will understand and not think that there's a problem with you hanging out with your boyfriend so much. It's all about having a balance, and I don't think there's anything wrong with hanging out with your boyfriend a lot or not hanging out with your boyfriend a lot. It's really just up to how you feel and what you're feeling at the moment. Obviously, you're not going to feel the same all the time. Like, there are going to be times where you want to hang out with him less for whatever reason. Maybe you just need your space, and that's totally healthy and normal. And maybe sometimes you just want to be with him more because sometimes you just feel more needy. Like, I know I go through those phases. I have some phases where I just love Wa's company, because truly he's not just my boyfriend. He is like my fucking best friend, I tell you. Like, he is like, the reason why I think our connection is so strong is not because we're boyfriend girlfriend. It's because we're each other's best friend. But with that being said, I don't think that anyone should ever depend on another person, because that can always change, right? You can always count on yourself, but you can't always count on other people. So with that being said, although I love Wa's company, I always have a sense of self as well. Does that make sense? Like, I love having his company, but I don't go to him about every single little thing. Like, there are things that I just internalize. Maybe I'll write it down on my journal. Maybe I'll like research about it to like find comfort or whatever. And I just deal with it myself. So with all that being said, life is all about a balance. Like, it just depends on where you're at that moment in time. But just know, like, you should never, and this is just my thoughts, okay? You should never depend on someone else for your happiness. You can depend on them sometimes, but at the end of the day, it's always about how can I still be happy on my own, and how can I just live my life to the fullest with or without these people in my life. Does that make sense? Like, I know it almost sounds contradicting, because you're like, well, you just said, like, you know, hang out with him if that's what you want, and then here you're saying, like, you know, don't depend on him. It's just all about balance and where you're at in life. Like I said, you're always evolving and changing, and you're feeling different every month, every week. So it's hard to really say, like, oh, this is how you should feel. So for me, it's always the same formula. I will always have my own back, but I will always spend time with the people that at the moment I feel like I need in my life and that I feel happy with hanging out with. But there's always still that sense of self. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. I know it just sounds a little contradicting, but I feel like in life, everything is contradicting, because you can't always just feel one way forever. You're always gonna feel differently depending on what's going on in your life. So you just have to find your balance, and you just have to figure out what makes you happy, and just don't focus too much on what other people think that you should be feeling. So the next question, I think I'm just gonna leave it anonymous because she didn't specify. So her question is, hey Weylie, I'm going through a hard time lately because of my breakup, and I generally catch myself not being entirely happy lately. I'm having my ups and downs. I'd like to hear your advice regarding that matter. Also, your video with the trip you went alone with your doggy really inspired me and made me feel better. Aw. Well, first off, I wanted to give you a big hug. I know breakups are hard. I mean, I luckily have not gone through many of them, but any sort of heartbreak, whether it be from a boyfriend or a friend or like a family member, it's like really rough. Like, it takes such a huge toll on you. You know, I'm so glad that you feel comfortable reaching out to me, and I hope that you feel better very soon, and hopefully my answer will help you get through your breakup a little bit easier. So I think, honestly, from what I'm reading, you seem to be doing a good job, because the fact that you said you catch yourself like not feeling so great sometimes, it means that you do have good moments too. I feel like in a breakup, it's a very sad time, but it's also like a really good time too. Whenever one door shuts, it means another door is opening, and everything happens for a reason. So this breakup that you're going through, I think, is a really, really good time. And I say this to everyone who's going through a breakup. It's a really good time to figure out how to love yourself and what do you love about yourself and where you see yourself alone. Because sometimes in a relationship, and I'm guilty of it too, because Wall and I, we've been together for so long and we're just so invested into each other that life is always about walking together. And there's something really special about walking alone, you know? Like, that's a good time for you to figure out, what is it that I really want? Whether it be in my next relationship, for myself, career, school, pets, like what is it that I want at this moment in time? Because now everything is for myself. In a relationship, although, you know, I'm all about being independent in a relationship and like, you know, still living your own life, you do share, you know, like that's the point of being a relationship. You share your time with each other, you share your love, you share your food. You share your food, and like just like all these things that you do share, like that's the reality of a relationship. Even though you are still your own individual, you are sharing your life. But when you're single, I think it's a really, really good time for self-discovery on your own. Like, go do things by yourself, you know, go meet new people, meet new friends. And I think it's just a good time to be alone and like find independence. Even though you're feeling down, just try to look at that. Like, try to remember, like, this is such a good time for myself. Like, I'm one day gonna look back to this and think, damn, like I got through that breakup and I gained this much more out of it, because now I'm forced to be alone. I'm forced to like find my own happiness and like find things to entertain myself because I no longer have that partner with me. It's really like a good time. Like, I know that there's, you know, the shitty part of just dealing with the heartbreak, dealing with loss, and suddenly having a change in your life and your routine. But it's also just a really, really good time for self-discovery. And you're only going to gain out of this. I know it feels like right now you're just at a loss, but just know the bigger picture. You're going to gain so much from this breakup because you're going to learn a lot about yourself and you're going to realize how strong you are. And all of this is only adding value to your life. It really is. So I hope that brings you some comfort, and I hope that that gives you something to look forward to, like whenever you're feeling down. And this is for anyone who's going through like a loss. Just know that every time you're going through something hard like this and something so like heartbreaking, you're only gonna come out of it stronger, and you are gonna come out of it. It may feel like it's like the worst thing in the world and like everything is crumbling down and like you cannot get through it, but just know that you will, you always will. And it's just a time for you to find out how strong you truly are. Let me just quickly do my eyebrow, because when I'm talking, I really cannot get ready, because I feel like, honestly, it feels like I'm being rude. Like, I don't want to be talking to you guys and like doing this. You know, I'd rather just be like fully there. The next question, I feel like I've been getting a lot of relationship questions, so I guess this will be a relationship type of girl talk video. So next question is, hey Weylie, I'd like to know how you and Wall still keep things fresh after years of dating, and how do you guys deal with frequent arguments, and what do you do to break a repeating cycle of unhealthy arguments if it applies? Girl, thank you and love you so much. I love you too. Thank you so much for sending in your question. If you guys are new here, we've been together for 7 years. September of this year marked our 7 years. And I know that sounds crazy. In high school, my sister dated this guy for 6 years, and I remember thinking like, damn, 6 years, no, you ready for marriage? And now here we are in the 7th year, and it honestly still feels like sometimes it feels like, damn, we've been together for a long time. And then sometimes it's like, dang, that just flew by. Okay, well, how do we keep things fresh? This is my advice on like anyone in a long relationship, is that it's okay when things don't feel fresh. Like, we always want that, right? Like, you always just want like those butterflies and stuff, and you want to just be like looking at your mans across the table and think, damn. But the reality is, it's fine if you don't feel like that. I had a time where I just felt like, am I not like in love with him anymore? Like, why don't I feel that spark? And it just made me think like, oh, is this wrong? Like, is this like not meant to be? Or, you know, I would just get in my own head about that. And I've just really learned over the years, and like after feeling those emotions, like, you know, time and time again, I realized like, it's just really normal. It's completely normal to not feel like, oh, our relationship is feeling like hot and steamy, or like it's feeling like so fresh, because it's not always going to be like that. And that's for all relationships in your life. Just like how sometimes you're more excited about hanging out with your friend, and then you go through phases where you're like, I just want to hang out with myself, and I don't really want to hang out with my friend all the time. It's the same in a relationship. It doesn't always have to feel fresh, but what always has to be there is that love and that connection. So for Wall and I've learned to look at it that way. If we're not feeling like, oh my God, like things are so great and like things are always so happy and exciting, I remind myself it's okay to not feel like that, because we still love each other regardless. Every single person, you go through your ups and downs. And when you're feeling a little more up, of course, you're gonna exude that energy more, right? You're gonna be more excited and you're gonna be more happy. Same for him. So I've just learned that what's most important in a relationship is not constantly feeling that fresh feeling. It's constantly feeling like, even if I'm down, I know that I will have someone to fall back on, and I have someone that truly deeply cares about me. So that to me is more important than feeling like, oh, this relationship is so fresh and so exciting all the time. Because the reality of being with someone, especially for life, just imagine that. Like, that is a really long period of time, and to have to put that pressure of feeling like our relationship is always fresh is just unrealistic, and honestly just too draining on the other person. I think it was around like our 3-year, 4-year mark, I was like always wanting more from him, like always wanting him to like show me more affection. But I've realized like that is just asking so much of your partner too, because can you do the same yourself? Can you promise that every single month, every single week that goes by, you can keep it fresh and exciting? You know what I mean? Like, it's just a lot of pressure on the other person if you expect that the relationship always feels fresh. So that's my thought on that. But with that being said, I do know that it's important. I talk about this all the time. Like, it's important to keep things fresh too. And when I say this, I mean like keep things fresh once in a while. It's like sprinkled in there, you know? And I think that makes it more special. And as for your next question, how do you break up a how do you break up the repeating cycle of arguments? Girl, those are the worst. I believe that good things come in good waves and bad things come in bad waves. And Juan and I have definitely gone through a time where we were constantly fighting about the same thing over and over again, and it just felt hopeless. Like, I would talk to Sophie about it and she would be like, well, why don't you try talking to him about it like this? And I'm like, girl, I already tried that. And it's like, it just feels like, damn, like this is like a never ending battle, and like we're always gonna be like disagreeing on this one thing. And there's two ways to look at this. One way is maybe you guys really truly aren't compatible, and that's okay too. Why hold on to something that's no longer making you happy? Like, if you feel like time and time again you've tried to fix this problem, time and time again you guys apologize to each other, and then you go back for like 1 week and you're good, and then you fight about it again. Maybe it's time for you to ask yourself, well, are we really trying to work through this, or are we just not compatible? It's okay to not be compatible, and it's okay to realize that and move on and, you know, end things. But the other way to look at it is that we will get through this. And it's really just about how you feel at that moment and how significant this relationship is to you. For Juan and I think even though time and time again we fought about the same things, I always saw that he was still the one for me. This is something that I can't really tell you. It's just something that you have to figure out on your own. I think just giving it a break is the best thing that you can do. The more you just pick at a wound, the more you make it worse sometimes. I feel like if it's just something that you're constantly just fighting about, it just needs a break, you know, because it becomes way too sore and sensitive of a topic that you're really not going to get anything out of it. And by a break, I don't mean like, oh, you know, break up now and like come back to each other a month later. I mean, really, it's up to you. Like, you could do what feels right and best for you, but because Juan and I have pretty much always lived together and we've always shared like our space and things like that, we just would stop talking about what we're annoyed with. Like, just give it some time. Do other things, talk about other things to keep, you know, conversation going. It doesn't have to be on what you're fighting about. Also, another thing that really helps, talking to other people. Talking to other people that you trust and that you know cares about you. Ask them for their opinion, you know. Sometimes you just need a third person to help you get through like a hurdle. To be honest, can I just be real with y'all? I know typically in a video like this, I'm supposed to finish my makeups, but I really am not enjoying this whole trying to do my makeup thing because I feel like it's rude. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. I think I'm half ready. I think I'm like pretty much done with my makeup, so I'm just gonna leave it like this. And I hope you guys enjoyed this girl talk. I don't want this video to drag on any longer because it is very long. More relationship advice videos will be coming up, but I hope whatever I talked about in this video was helpful, and I hope that it helps you get through whatever you're going through. And maybe you're not even going through anything. Maybe like life is fucking great. I hope this video just put a smile on your face and that you enjoyed just like having girl talk with me. So thank you all so much for watching, and have a wonderful day. Seriously, it's a good day to have a good day. So I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!